SBRForum's Inside the Lines is brought to you by Ladbrokes.
Reviewing Week 15 in the NFL here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with returning guest Doug Upstone from sports-watch.com. Doug, thanks for being back with us once again this week.
Hey, Peter, it's good to be back. And you know what? I'm still not over last week when Buffalo had the game covered against St. Louis and gives up an 84-yard touchdown drive in the final seconds. Hey. I'm still having nightmares, Peter. Help me.
You want to know what my nightmares I'm having about? Listen to this, Doug Upstone. You ready?
I'm ready.
It pains me to even say this. I loved Pittsburgh in a teaser last week, right? So I teased them in like a million different teasers with all these different other teaser sides, right? Every other teaser side I picked won, but they were all in with Pittsburgh teasers, and that's the one teaser side that lost. So all my teasers lost.
There you go. That's what it's called betting, right?
It's a tough game. It's a tough game to beat. That's why you got to keep plugging away and doing your research. All right, the game you're going to talk about this week, Buccaneers at Saints. This is a tough one. I'll tell you right off the bat. I'm almost definitely going to stay off this game. The Saints are a 3.5-point home favorite. Totals 53.5 or 54. Tampa Bay's off 3 straight losses, relatively close. Saints are off of 3 straight losses, relatively not that close. What do you like here? Why'd you pick this game?
You know, as you mentioned, the Saints, they turned out to be fraudulent once they got to 500, losing the 3 in a row. And, their defense is the worst in the NFL by a wide margin. In fact, so much so, it's 43 yards per game worse than number 31 Jacksonville. Now, as bad as their defense has been, it hasn't been helped at all by Drew Brees and the offense, which has committed 11 turnovers in their last 3 games after committing just 12 in their first 10. Now, the Saints are also their own worst enemy, second in the NFL in drop passes, with tight end Jimmy Graham leading the way with 10, and he's not caught a touchdown pass during this losing streak. Now, Peter, in the NFL, whatever your greatest weakness is, eventually it will come back to haunt you. Tampa Bay's 32nd ranked pass defense could not stop Philadelphia last week, and they fell to 6-7. Now, beyond 16-year veteran Rondé Barber, the rest of the names in the Buccaneers secondary are more forgettable than Timothy Dalton playing James Bond. There are not many things good, there's not many good things to say about quarterback Josh Freeman these days, who's completed less than 50% of his passes in the last 2 weeks, further decreasing the Bucs' margin of error. Now, Tampa Bay goes into the Crescent City 6-3 and 7-2 against the spread. And the firing of defensive coordinator Bill Sheridan will not make the Bucs defense any better because it's still Coach Greg Schiano's defensive principles. For this week, though, I see the Saints becoming resilient here. Drew Brees should have a field day against the secondary, and if the receivers are focused enough to catch the passes that are actually thrown to them, they should have a huge day. Now, New Orleans is 11-2 in the Superdome as a favorite the last 2 years. With the home team 7-0 against the spread, handing out 7 or less points, and Tampa Bay on an 0-6 ATS December bender, the Saints come marching in with a 10-point win.
Wow. Yeah, you make a very compelling argument there, Doug Upstone from sports-watch.com. Maybe I will bet this one on the Saints, -3.5. Thanks so much. Great preview, Doug.
Thank you, Peter.